Hey, my name's Harrison Cross, and I'm here to tell you what. This time it's going to be about Fiug. And it's occurred to me that maybe people don't know what Fiug is or how to use it, and I'm going to kind of go over that. So, we go to beta.fiug.dev in your browser, and I'm already there. I'm going to go in and I'm going to delete the whole entire application cache. Go over to Chrome DevTools, Application, Storage, and then we're going to clear site data. That clears everything. Now I'm going to hit refresh, and it's going to be like I loaded Fiug up for the first time. Look at that. You don't really have to pay no mind to all the stuff that's happening over here on the right, but you can look at that loading bar up at the top, see that it's doing something. If you really wanted to check it out, you could look at the network tab and see how it's loading up all kind of stuff, and then you'd see, bam, this came up. Alright, what do I do when I get here? Well, if it were me, I'd go to that gear icon down at the bottom left corner over there, see me wiggling my mouse, and I'd type in where it says welcome. I'd type in plugins, and then just so I could see what's happening in the network, I go ahead and clear that out, and I'd clear out the console as well, and then I'd hit add repository. Wouldn't it be nice if someone made some kind of loading screen right here so I didn't have to open up the Chrome DevTools in order to see what was going on? I'd like to do that at some point, but not right now. Anyways, I'm going to vape while I'm waiting for all that to load. If you haven't started vaping, I would recommend to keep it that way. Especially if it has nicotine in it, because nicotine is a drug like caffeine, and drugs are bad. Stay off of drugs, kids. Just telling you. There's a lot of stuff in the plugins repository, and that's why it takes so long to load up. But I'm working on something that's going to make that go a lot faster, and it's done. Alright, so I can go ahead and close out settings, but before I do that, I'm going to scroll down to this part that says cross/Fiug plugins, and I'm going to load it up. I'm going to go ahead and close this DevTools out. If you don't know how to open up Chrome DevTools, you should figure it out, because it's a good thing. It really is a good thing. Alright, so the thing to look at here is there's a .templates folder. We'll come back to that later. We can ignore the .tools folder, but I'd like to check out a binary, and I'll show you the magic on how that happens at some point. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the terminal, which is on the right over here where my head is, and type in preview. That puts the terminal into a special preview mode. It tells you to select a file matching star. Well, let's select a file matching star, a bitmap.bmp. Now we all know the bitmaps are not supported in Chrome, but looky here, it's supported. Let's see if we can find something else that's not supported in Chrome. Well, we know that animated GIFs are, but that's just cool right there. How about zip files? Nope. I'm going to click on that zip file. Look, that's all the stuff in the zip file. WebP, pretty sure that's supported in Chrome, but it's cool to look at web bees. It's a web bee. See? Those are cool bees. I like bees. I like wasps. I like iridescent wasps. Alright, JXR. We don't have any support for that. HEIC, Hyatt. JP2. Not yet. PNG, that's already supported. Oh, big O. Shannara.jpg. I never watched the Shannara Chronicles, but I think I've read something. Shannara, I don't know. Targa, that's not supported in Chrome, but look, there it is. We figured out a way to support it in Chrome. I'm going to skip over some other stuff. Go to Documents. What's an ADoc? An ADoc looks like this, and it renders like this with the template. Markdown. Markdown looks like this, and it renders like this. What's a Jupyter Notebook? Click on that. There's a Jupyter Notebook. You can go through and explore all these things. I recommend looking at languages, very important, and I recommend looking at graphics. That's pretty cool. You can do things like graphs over there. Anyways, hopefully you're getting the idea of previewing files. The idea is that you can write those files and have a preview over to the right. That's the big idea. That is really the big idea. Now, how is that done? Basically, it's time to go to .templates. In .templates, we see an HTML file. The extension of the HTML file, or the first part of the HTML file, is what extension will be supported. There's ADoc. And then in here, we'll see, I'm just going to collapse that. I'm going to collapse that style. And we'll see that this markdown text, that gets replaced by whatever is in your ADoc. And then some JavaScript operates on that from there. Let's look at the markdown. Maybe that would make a little bit more sense. md.html. There we go. There's the markdown. These characters right here get replaced with whatever the code is in the markdown. We can do things like support Pascal this way. There's Pascal. And then this code right here, template input, gets replaced. When it gets replaced with whatever is in that .pas file. And then that gets ran by, I think, GitHub Kanaka.Pascal. Maybe not. Anyways, that's pretty much it. That's the idea behind all this. You have some file, it gets opened and loaded into a template, and it gets ran in this preview, and you're able to make changes to that file at that point. For instance, if I were to look at APL, I can make changes to this APL file, and it's going to output something APL. For right now, this is just doing a Fibonacci series, but there's the APL code. Not a ton more to it other than that, but it's a way to learn APL if you want, and you didn't have to do much to get to it. And pretty soon it's going to be like you'll have to do even less, because you won't even have to wait as long as you did whenever I showed you this. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm Harrison Cross. I am from the Southeast United States, so it is my privilege to be able to talk with a redneck accent if I want from time to time. Thank you for listening to me. I really appreciate it. I do. I swear, I do.